And the main event, Cody and Balor, our least favorite Judgment Day member. I'm sorry to be so hard on him, but he doesn't fit. He's like the fucking kid running around that doesn't fit in that group. But this main event that they set up in the opening segment in a 3-hour program, by the time they get in the ring and ring the bell, we're 15 minutes till the end of the program. They blew off so much pyro, the smoke looked like they were wrestling in a fog bank off the coast of San Francisco. And they went 1 minute and went to the break when they just got started. And again, that's another way you can tell Vince McMahon was not at Raw, by the way, though, that pyro smoke in the building. You would have heard him screaming from the gorilla position. I remember one time when Raw was still doing small buildings in the 90s, and we went, I can't remember where it was, but it was a smaller building, and they blew off when they'd started doing pyro, and it was in its elementary stages. They blew off so much shit. The boys couldn't find each other. It was live TV, and the boys couldn't look across the ring and see each other. And Vince, I've never seen his face, his eyes. He looked like the Mr. McMahon gimmick. God damn it. And they were sending building people to open fucking garage doors at the back of the building and try to fucking get a breeze in there. He was fucking hot. Anyway, back to what apparently was a match. We just didn't see much of it. We came back from the break after seeing a minute of the match, and Balor had started some heat on Cody. And then Cody apparently realizing, because Cody's he's so smart. I guarantee you he looked at the TV format. He saw what they were slotted for or the time, and possibly they cut the time on this as the show went on. I don't know. But he did a deal where in this middle segment, because they're about to go to another break, he made a bit of a comeback, did a deal where he ducked Priest and dumped him over the rail and beat up Dominic on the floor, got back in with Balor, and Balor stopped him again, and they went to another break. So every time, that was in 3 minutes. So every time that they're on the air, Cody's doing something to try to hook the people and keep the people involved in this thing, right? But now they've started the match, went to break in a minute, come back after 3.5 minutes. We get 3 minutes of action. They go back to the fucking break. And they came back from that break with 5 minutes left on the air. We had seen 4 minutes of the main event. And Cody, boom, then ends up down on the floor, and the rest of the Judgment Day, Rhea and Priest and Dominic are menacing him. And suddenly Edge comes down to the ring. He gets the big fight with Priest and Dominic, and Beth spears Ripley, and there's chaos going on. And Balor misses a double stomp off the top, and Cody hit 3 crossroads in a row, 1, 2, 3. With 2 minutes left on the air to replay the way that Cody won and see him celebrating, which is what you're supposed to do instead of AEW where they go off the air 10 seconds maybe after the fucking finish. But as a result of that, we literally saw like 7 minutes maybe of in-ring competition on the main event of this program. So, and it was the right finish. They did the right thing, and it was exciting at the end. But that's why people are tuning these fucking matches out, because they have marginalized and made them unimportant. And also a 3-hour slog where everybody's talking. This was the only Raw I've seen in a long time where they actually had 3 or 4 good live interviews. But how much can you listen to with nothing going on? What do you think?
It is amazing how much talking there is and how little wrestling. We just watched a pay-per-view and it was predominantly all wrestling. Although, I should say all action in the ring. I don't know if I would say all wrestling, but that's what it was. AEW, you get a lot of matches, very short promos in and out. Only a few guys get time to do in-ring promos in front of that crowd.
It's almost like if somebody had the in-between promotion where you could actually see some wrestling and some promos and not be worn out on either one of them? I don't know. Call me crazy.
I know they have to fill up time, but it's almost like they're trying to justify to themselves the need for scripts and writers.
I've said that for a long time. They've gotten into a habit, a habitual pattern of the way that things have. They've drawn from the glory years of the big ratings when Vince insisted that we start with something strong with stars that's going to have a thread through the program and lead to the main event, and that at the top of the hours, you have somebody of some import coming to the ring or in the ring to do something or whatever the case. But now they've showbizzed it up and scripted it up to the point where it all just like it's the same thing every fucking week. People come out and talk, someone interrupts them, they make a match, they go to the blah, blah, blah. They have 2 or 3 things they do through the whole program every week. And the matches become the most disposable of all of those things.
Well, to look at just this show, and we could talk about its ratings actually in a second, but to look at this show and to tie everything together here at the end and that last match, the show opened with Cody Rhodes doing a promo. The show ended with Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. He just won the Rumble. It's his first TV back. What are your thoughts on the usage of Cody Rhodes here?
Well, that's been, like I said, pretty brilliant because, again, I think their audience, the AEW audience, is mad because Cody jumped the, not the sinking ship, but the chaotic ship, because he went to the big show to do what he had wanted to do before when he had the chance. The chance became available. But this audience is taking to him, and it's something different for them because AEW has guys coming out and telling the truth every week, whether it's on their show or their press scrums or whatever. Sometimes the truth is provocative, and sometimes the truth is just as boring as they are. But you almost never get any genuineness, realism in the WWE, and they see, here's Cody, they know who his father was, they know the story, he's telling his story, he comes off, as I said, real, because it's his story, and he's the showman, and it works. So, and he should be the first thing they see on the Raw after the Rumble, and he should be the last thing that they see somebody winning something at the end of the show. That's the way you get a star over. So this they're doing fine. And again, there wasn't a lot wrong with most of these interview segments. The Miz, but my God.
He's okay.
All right.
At least he wore a suit. At least he wore a suit.
Give us something else besides, Dakota or Io Kai and the Purple Pixie if you're going to short us on wrestling for the rest of the program.